Just kidding. But seriously, guys, we gotta talk about this because gold and stocks have been absolutely smoking Bitcoin this year. And Peter Schiff's out there doing victory laps, making fun of us every single day. So yeah, it's been tough for us Bitcoin holders lately. And I mean, we can cope all we want, but something's clearly changed in this market. So the question is, why has gold and stocks done so well compared to Bitcoin when Bitcoin's supposed to be the one that outperforms them both, especially in a bull market? Okay, so to answer that question, let's start by taking a closer look at gold. This is the price chart, and as you can see, it's gone absolutely parabolic lately, which is insane for an asset that was already worth $20 trillion just a few months ago. It's now worth more than 7 Nvidias and more than the rest of the top 10 combined. Completely bananas if you ask me. And by the way, that old theory that big assets can't move that much because they're already too big, well, that just got thrown out the window. But anyways, the real question is, why is this happening? And the first reason is really quite simple. Central banks around the world are buying gold like there's no tomorrow, especially China. Just look at this. China's gold reserves have gone vertical, just like the price chart, which is kind of suspicious, right? Like, what are they really trying to do here? Well, some analysts think that China's playing geopolitical games, trying to sow some doubt into the US dollar and its monetary dominance. And honestly, that kind of makes sense, especially because China and the US have been in a trade war pretty much all year. But here's the thing, it's not just the central banks buying gold lately. Because if it were only them, then the price would still go up, but it'd look a lot more controlled. You wouldn't see this kind of face-melting vertical price action. So what's causing that then? Well, it's simple. It's retail. I mean, if you've been on social media lately, you've probably seen the pictures. People lining up outside gold stores trying to buy bars and coins at all-time highs. That's not rational accumulation. That's full-blown FOMO. And honestly, it's kind of funny. Like, where was all this excitement when gold was half the price a year ago? Everyone ignores it when it's boring, and then they can't get enough once it goes parabolic. That's classic retail psychology. But here's the thing. It's not just flows and momentum here. There's also a powerful narrative behind this gold trade. You might have seen it if you spend as much time on crypto or finance Twitter as I do, and they just call it the debasement trade. The idea here is simple. People are losing faith in their government's ability to manage their debt. Everyone knows that the math doesn't work out anymore. So the theory is they'll try to inflate the debt away, and then that kills our purchasing power. So what do people do? They hedge against it. They buy gold. It's basically a big collective way of saying, we don't trust the system anymore. But here's the part that worries me. You see, usually when gold goes vertical like this, it's not only greed driving it, it's also fear. It's like the market screaming that something big is about to break. Because let's be real, a $20 trillion asset isn't supposed to move like a small cap meme coin, but it's happening, which tells you how shaky some people are feeling right now. Oh, and by the way, this isn't the first time that we've seen something like this. Back in 1979, gold rocketed over 270% in a single year. During that time, inflation hit 11%, oil prices rocketed because of the Iranian Revolution, and the Fed chair at the time, Paul Volcker, was hiking up rates like there's no tomorrow. So, as you can imagine, that was a time of absolute chaos. But my point here is, when people see gold ripping like it is today, it's normal to wonder if something big is brewing behind the scenes. After all, markets do tend to front run any potential bad news. Oh, and one more thing I want to show you is this chart right here. It's gold versus the S&P 500 with dividends reinvested since the early 2000s. And we see that gold beats the S&P here. That's crazy. It completely goes against all the investing theory that your parents or grandparents taught you, right? So yeah, any way you want to slice it, something crazy is going on with gold right now. But anyhow, I want to move on to stocks because that's the other thing that people are buying instead of Bitcoin. And here's the thing, we in the crypto world have been waiting for our elusive alt season all cycle long. But what if I told you that alt season is already happening, but in the stocks world instead? No joke, just check out these charts. These AI stocks, rare earth stocks, space-related stocks, quantum stocks, they are all rocketing like it's 2017 or 2021. I mean, sure, some may be overstretched, but at least they have some fundamental value and a clear real-world thesis that people can easily understand. Also, consider this. Retail investors have not been treated kindly by the crypto space in the past few years. They got wrecked by FTX, NFTs, meme coins, pump fun. It's just been rug after rug for your average retail investor. So if you put yourself in their shoes, why would they come back, right? Especially when they're having a party in the stocks world with charts that look like this. And this all kind of reminds me of that meme that people have been sharing, where stocks are up, but crypto is down. And when stocks are down, crypto is down too. It's kind of sad, but there's definitely some truth in there with how things have been trending lately. But anyhow, by now you're probably thinking, all right, I'm done here. I'm selling my Bitcoin for gold and stocks. But wait up, because I want to share with you why I'm not doing that, or at least not yet. First of all, you are late to those trades, like really late. Gold's monthly RSI just hit the most overbought level in history. And like we talked about earlier, whenever you see this kind of retail euphoria, it's usually a reliable sign that a top, or at least a local top, is near. So even if gold goes higher, it definitely needs some time to cool off first. So the point is simple, don't top blast anything. That's just a good trading and investing rule to follow in general. But also, there's a more structural reason as to why gold might be overextended right now. And that's the fact that gold miners haven't really followed the price move. Normally when gold rips, miners go parabolic too. But this time, it hasn't happened yet. So that divergence is usually a warning that the rally's running too hot in the short term, like the price has got ahead of the fundamentals. But anyhow, here's another major reason why not to sell your Bitcoin for gold. You see, historically, Bitcoin lags gold. Like gold usually moves first and then Bitcoin follows, just way more violently. Like look at this chart, or even this one. You can clearly see that pattern happening. Gold pumps, then cools off, and then that's when Bitcoin wakes up. So the theory is that Bitcoin's turn is right around the corner. And if that's true, then the last thing you want to do is sell early and miss the move. So what you really need here is some patience. Now, the next reason that I'm not selling actually has to do with politics. Because like it or not, the Trump family is all in on Bitcoin and crypto right now. And they have every incentive in the world to pump it, which they've already been doing, really. So it's hard for me to imagine Bitcoin struggling for an extended period of time under this new administration. And lastly, if you believe in that debasement trade that we talked about earlier, then Bitcoin should logically benefit too. It is one of the hardest assets on planet Earth after all. And unlike gold, you can move it across borders, you can verify it instantly, and you don't need good vaults or middlemen to store it. It's basically the digital version of the same trade, just way cleaner, faster, and more scalable. But wait a sec. If Bitcoin should benefit from the debasement trade, then why hasn't it been going up lately? Well, this actually brings up a really interesting theory that I came across lately. It tries to explain why Bitcoin has been struggling, even though gold's been going vertical. The theory's from an analyst called Pigeon, and basically he argues that China and BRICS are deliberately trying to make Bitcoin look weak through something called narrative poisoning. He argues that the US is moving towards a future built around hash power, which is crucial for both Bitcoin and AI. And hash power just means like energy and computation power, right? Which are things that the US wants to dominate in. So if you're China or BRICS, how do you counter that? Well, you attack the foundation, aka the narrative around Bitcoin itself. You make it look unreliable, unstable, and unsafe, and you do that by creating a geopolitical environment that amplifies fear trades, aka gold up, volatility up, but Bitcoin down. The world sees chaos and assumes that Bitcoin can't be trusted. And meanwhile, BRICS gets to promote its own gold-backed system as the stable alternative. Now, whether you buy into that theory or not, it is a fascinating lens to view the current situation through. And it actually fits the data a lot better than you think. Anyhow, like I said, I have no idea if that's true or not, but it sounded interesting, so I wanted to share it with you. But in terms of my final verdict on this whole Bitcoin versus gold and stocks debate, well, I'm not against getting into gold or stocks, but at least for gold, I'd wait for it to cool off a bit. And in terms of stocks, I don't think it hurts to diversify into some stuff with real tailwinds. But yeah, that's just one guy on the internet's opinion. And if you are a retail investor, then you should stop listening to other people's alpha and instead create your own alpha by working with other like-minded investors. If that resonates with you at all, then you gotta join Retail DAO because we're all about coordination instead of chasing alpha. Links below in the description.